Good morning, everybody. Welcome back, and I hope you've had a good break. So, task 7 for Unit 19 is representation in the media. There's a PowerPoint there for you. I'm going to go through it now. And then there's a task 7, which explains what I want you to do and has links on it. Don't just look at the links, open the links up, read the links, get what you can. Don't copy and paste because it looks like we're going to be back 22nd of March. We're just going to have to redo everything you have copied and pasted. So here we go. Media representation. What does representation in the media really mean? The basic definition of representation in the media is simply how the media, such as TV, films, books, comic books, websites, etc., portray certain types of people or communities. There are a number of groups who are unrepresented in most Western media. They include women, people of colour, LGBTQA plus people, people with a range of body shapes and types, people of non-Christian religions, and differently abled people. There's been a steady increase of diversity in the media, but progress has been long and slow. Understanding representation is all about understanding the choices that are made when it comes to portraying something or somebody, someone in the media, or a certain group of people. There are a few major ways producers of media can misrepresent a community under the guise of creating diversity. Tokenism is when the inclusion of a minority or other unrepresented group is no more than a symbolic effort to make a story or the environment that they're in seem equal or diverse. This can be seen in many different aspects of life, from the diversity people who are hard at work, the token people, to the best gay friend in a television show. That's the way they're portrayed. Stereotyping and typecasting, which are two concepts that are very closely related. Stereotyping can be seen in the media through the assumptions of how certain types of people are supposed to be due to whatever race they belong to, their ethnicity, what ethnicity they belong to, what race they belong to, what gender they belong to, sexuality that they have, or their religious identity. Stereotypes, even those that Stereotypes, even those that seem harmless or even positive, can have a profound effect on society as they create unrealistic and often negative expectations or assumptions. Just by the look of somebody on a TV show, you think, oh, I know that person's like this, I know that person's bad, I know that person's good, I know that person's gay, I know that person's straight. So common stereotypes of Arabs in the Western media include Arab men as terrorists or oil-hungry sheiks. Typecasting, which generally refers specifically to actors, is when a person is repeatedly assigned the same type of role due to success with that role in the past or because they look like a specific stereotype. This can happen to all types of people, but underrepresented people tend to find themselves pigeonholed into the same roles again and again. Actor and comedian Aziz Ansari wrote a piece in the New York Times, and there's a link there if you click on it, about the struggles he's experienced as an Indian actor, and he touched specifically on typecasting. He wrote, even though I've sold out Madison Square Garden as a stand up comedian and have appeared in several films and TV series, when my phone rings, the roles I am offered are often defined by the ethnicity and often require accents. Think about the like of James Bond. Many times have you seen a black James Bond? Never. Or a female James Bond type character? Never. So, what's the importance of representation? Strong and positive representation can help fight and break down stereotypes that can be detrimental to individuals and limiting to society. When a group of people is only ever represented in a bad way or a negative way, it affects the way others see them as well as the way they see themselves. Which means, on the flip side, a positive representation can build self confidence in individuals as it can offer them role models to look up to and people and characters to be inspired by. It can also reinforce in them that they are not worth less than other groups. They can be the superhero, the doctor, the actor, or whoever they want to be. The benefits of better representation are also not limited to the people represented. We all benefit from learning about different experiences and expanding our notion of what is normal. Isn't this one of the fundamental purposes of art and creativity? So what's the importance of representation? Continued, more diverse representation also opens up new and better opportunities. For example, there's a specific lack of acting opportunities available to non-white actors simply because scripts insist on white characters. More diverse scripts create more diverse roles, which create more opportunities for non-white actors. And when this diversity goes a step further beyond tokenism, it also opens the door for more interesting and complex roles for these actors. All of this ultimately leads to richer stories, new voices, and new perspectives in our media, in our books, in our comic books, in our websites, on TV shows, etc. Well, the media companies are doing just what makes them the most money. Well, it's not so true because in 2016, a Hollywood diversity report from the Ralph J. Bunche Center for African American Studies found that in the United States, increasingly diverse audiences prefer diverse films and television content. More specifically, the report found that films with more diverse cast, more black people and white people and people of colour mixed together, had the highest global box office receipts and the highest return on investment. It also showed that social media engagement peaked for script broadcasts and cable television shows that also had more people of different races, nationalities, and genders intertwined together. So understanding representation is all about understanding the choices that are made when it comes to portraying something or someone in a mass media text or a movie, a comic book or website or whatever. It's impossible to portray every aspect of an individual in a photograph or even in a feature film. So certain features of their personality and appearance get highlighted and are often enhanced when it comes to constructing the representation that the audience will see. When representing a person, the media often focuses on their age, their gender, their race or ethnicity, their financial status, their job, their culture and nationality. Signs and symbols are used as a kind of visual shorthand to represent these attributes. When we see these signs, we make an assumption about who the character is, usually by comparing them to similar characters that we've seen before. And this allows us to put them in a category and read them in context. For instance, when constructing characters for a TV or a movie scene, the producers might give an old man white hair and a walking stick, or provide a wealthy lawyer with a three-piece suit to wear and a briefcase to carry. Well, it's not all old men need a walking stick. I don't need one. And not all lawyers carry briefcases. They're easy and quick ways of signifying information about the character, just by the look of them. Once you start to think carefully about different representations, you will find that the same representation means different things to different people. We all see these representations according to our own life experience, where we lived, how old we are, and what other media texts we're familiar with, as well as a lot of different psychological factors. Other elements such as political sympathies and social class can come into play. When producers construct a media representation such as a text, a movie, a comic book, or website, etc., they often assume that the audience is one identical mass of people that will all interpret the representation in the same way. There's a couple of more wee slides on that there. There's one on pictures and stuff that's no point in showing you. But then what you're going to do is you're going to go through this PowerPoint and then you're going to look at the task setting that I have there for you, right? And I want you to explain what media representations are. Explain why representation is important in the media, such as comic books, TV shows, movies, and websites. Then explain and show me a couple of examples of how images and even sounds can be used to show people and things in different light. You see a young fella walking down the street, happy music playing, he's got a smile on his face. You think, there's a happy guy, he's a nice kid, he's going here. Change the music, change the facial expression, and he could be a main character. Explain and show examples how characters can be portrayed in the media to show a certain character and what they represent. For example, you see an image of an older man and older woman getting out of a limousine. The man is wearing a tuxedo and the woman is wearing an evening dress. And she has her nails done, their makeup done, a lot of expensive jewellery on. Where do you think they're going? Do you think they're rich or do you think they're poor? That's the way they're represented. Then think of a younger man or woman getting out of a car, music pumping in the background. They're dressed in sweatpants and t-shirt and trainers. They're both carrying gym bags. Where are they going? Then explain to me how facial expressions in movies and comic books and etc. on characters can give the representation of someone being happy, being sad, and being angry. Now, look, you've got until Friday to give me this because this is a pretty big assignment. Do your best. If you need me, all you have to do is use the wee note thing. You can email me or you can get me in Google Classroom. Thanks very much.